Bob Seger. You know, some people say his name like almost like sugar, but not Seeger. You know, those old farts are. They insist on being right about shit. Anyway, right? I figured I'd go over this What's the Vibe deck today. Get a little feel for that. What's the vibe, yeah? That was kind of cute, modern-ish. So, we'll see what's going on here. There was nothing left to say. That's Scorpio for you. It's like, okay, you've already said everything. There's nothing else. Like, you know, people think Scorpio's gonna be like go all off on somebody and blah blah blah, and it's like, well, you've already shown me. Number one, what you're about. Number two, I don't have nothing else to say about that. Like there was this thing. It was Cardi B in court, and they were like, and how did you know that? And she was like, like, are you using your eyeballs? Like, look right in front of you. Right? Sometimes the answer is that simple. You know, people like to flop their carrot around like it's worth something, but they're hanging on to that carrot at the end of the day. Okay, because they're gonna put a new horse tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to live like that, that's your problem, right? Some of us are doing something else. Okay, so what is the vibe? We got a full moon coming up. All right, so just saying, people think they can get away with things. Oh, it's it's the whole thing. Like, oh, I'm drinking and I just got so out of control. I'm smoking and I just got so out of control. It's a full moon and I just got so out of control. Or they just use it as my astrological signs is Scorpio, so I must be blah 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 blah. No, it's just an excuse, and it's an excuse for people to act dumb and stupid. Mike and Mechanics. I got some old school tunes. I'm in the United States. Raghava Roo. Row. RR. Are you getting some R&R right now? On YouTube? Somebody says, I love joint too. Yeah, that is actually a THC marijuana joint. It is legal where I live. And I have a medical card for it. I know. Paranoid, cautious, insecure, guarded. That's kind of funny. It's like the weed thing. Some people will say they get paranoid or anxious on weed. I've had people say that to me, and it's like, maybe that's how they feel, but that's not necessarily how I feel. Like for me, it helps my anxiety. So, if you are feeling paranoid, you might want to ask yourself why, and maybe, be taking a little extra caution, taking a little extra, giving yourself 5 extra minutes to get somewhere. Is that being paranoid at the end of the day, or is that just maybe being smart? And then that causes some of that paranoia to go away. Right, because you know that you did everything that you could do. I don't necessarily smoke with other people like that socially. Since I do have a med card, I just use it as needed. Kind of like people use Tylenol or ibuprofen, basically. Anyway, lust. Ooh. My, oh my. So there might be somebody in your energy, especially around this full moon. Maybe that's why you're paranoid, is because you're seeing somebody in this lustful energy right now. They could be a greedy type of person. They could be saying like, I'll come in to get it by any means necessary, saying, in other words, they'll lie about being in a relationship. They'll say they're not married. They'll say they don't have STDs. They'll say all sorts of things just so they can get to the good stuff, right? Also inconsiderate. Yeah. So, you know, if you find yourself around somebody who's a little overly lustful, you might find that their actions are very actually inconsiderate of you, your feelings, your wants, your needs. Just even as a normal human being, it's like if they treat you worse than your coworkers at work, you know what I mean, who are paid to be there. You know what I mean? Like that kind of basic, if they can't operate like that, it's like what's the benefit? You know what I mean? So, message held for review. Somebody in the chat saying that we can be good friends first. Well, I think friends first usually works for a lot of people, although I don't know who you are. Nightlife. Ooh, somebody might be getting into the nightlife. This here says striptease. This here says gambling and Vegas. There's lots of shows in Vegas too if you're not like a gambler. I think they do have striptease and burlesque lounges in Vegas though. A lot of places do. You know, I prefer that than seeing people going out and shooting each other in the street myself. But, you know, call me crazy, right? You know, over in Europe they have nudity on TV. Okay, maybe that's why they don't have as much of this stuff going on, right? As we do over here. Gamble, obviously, you know, be smart about your gambling, or if you're somebody who has an addiction, maybe gambling's not for you. You know what I mean? Some people just transfer one addiction to the next. So, you know when to say when. If you're one of those people who can't say when, it's like, it might not be for you. Right? Okay. Shattered. Whew. Broken nightmares and failures. You know, it was so weird. When I started the reading, I had, when I was getting my incense out and everything, I had Mr. Broken Wings out, so it's really interesting. So somebody might be feeling this way. I love this one. It's Thompson twins, I believe. Yeah. So maybe they could be thinking about you, you know, in a way like maybe they really blew it, like Shattered. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going here. What is the vibe? So I feel like this is some of the exterior energy. Okay, so this person might have been, you know, envisioning you being a part of their nightlife, but we're not. Okay, and now that they realize that you're not, it's like it shattered some kind of illusion or feeling. Okay, again, externally. So if you're feeling paranoid, you feel like maybe somebody's watching, spying on your social media or something. I mean, people do that, right? I mean, I've had somebody call and accuse me of having more than my registered number of pets at my residence. I still have no idea who even called me. I had to fill out a Freedom of Information Act in order to do that, which I'm still waiting on getting the response. I've even called like more than one lawyer to try and help me with this stuff because it's so confusing and time consuming. Anyway, so you know what I mean? Your paranoia may not be like, you know what I mean? When they're like, oh, you're just paranoid. No, actually, they showed up at my fucking house. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make me paranoid. That makes me alive and knowing what the F is going on. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, they wonder why people don't want to report stuff, because people don't believe you. It's like, dude. Anyway. And I was like, who said I have more than the number of pets allowed? And they're like, I can't say who said that. It's like, really? You just get to sit here and accuse me and waste past taxpayer money, and accuse me of doing a crime? On the basis of what? Sounds like a pretty flawed system, if you ask me. Anyway, I don't think that's civil rights appropriate. Okay, for any human being. Anyway, somebody in the chat asking if I have a navel piercing. You misspelled piercing, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Hopeful, inspired, optimistic, success. So I feel like at this time, even if you are a little paranoid, maybe you are a little bit more guarded towards people because, it's like, oh, if I go out and talk to this person, are they going to run around and tell so-and-so? Or are they going to report me to so-and-so and blah, 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 right? Like the fucking Gestapo over here. Okay, you ever hear of that? Okay. Like, whose favor are they trying to get anyway? That's what I want to know. Because I don't feel like that's something that Jesus would have been up to. You know what I mean? They say God is all omniscient, right? Is everywhere, can see everything, right? But Jesus was a dude, right? For lack of a better term, right? I mean, yeah, he was pointing out to the people that had all the grain and saying, hey, you're offering this to the gods, but why can't you turn around and offer it to the people that are starving? You know what I mean? Okay. But I don't think Jesus was going around stopping people from working their day jobs. You know what I mean? He wanted people to have hope, right? Okay, so being inspired, being optimistic about life, being successful, So, yeah, I don't think the Christ, even though he might have pointed that out about the grain, right? He was still going to have an optimistic view of life and for people, right? Okay. To not say rely on the man, okay? Because sometimes the man don't care about you, right? Like, who's making money after having to come to my house time and time and time again? These people, I don't even know who's calling. I still don't even know to this day who's called. They say a right to a fair trial. Shouldn't you have a right to your accuser to know who's accusing you of something and accuse you of lies? You think Jesus wanted you to go through thinking life, feeling like everyone was like that? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, I choose to try and, change my attitude to have a little bit of optimism about life, right? Because I know that I don't run around doing that. So it's like, if I don't run around doing that, then maybe there's other people who don't run around doing that, acting that way towards people, And if you will start understanding and really believing in what your beliefs are, yeah, you're going to get some success about it. So, you don't necessarily have to look externally to be inspired. You can be inspired by your own self and what you are doing. Don't look for other people to help you, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's going to be too late for them. Okay? So, yeah, you may be paranoid, but do have some hope in a situation. I think you are being called to do. All right, so let's keep going on this What's the Vibe deck here. Harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. Okay. So harmony can mean lots of different things. People can exist in harmony. There's also musical harmony. I know somebody with the name Harmony. There's also an instrument called a harmonica. Okay. All right. So somebody with a lustful energy isn't trying to be necessarily in harmony with you outside of the physical activity, right? Or it's because, you take a good picture with them, or because blah, 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 right? Okay. So again, like for some of you, you might be like, this is a little, or like maybe they want to do too much too fast and you're just kind of like, Or maybe they want you to send them pictures, or they want you to, you know what I mean, do all this stuff. And it's like, why don't we just meet first? You know what I mean? Why don't we just, you know, like, because if they can't meet you out in public for a meal or something, then chances are they are operating in a lustful energy because they're not being truthful about who they are and what they mean to other people. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. That's why I just want to hit and quit and be over with it. And then, you know, then they'll turn around and you like, what? Well, you know I have important things to do. Don't you care about me and my goals and blah, blah, blah. They'll turn you down. They'll do that shit. Right? See, somebody who wants to live harmoniously is not going to bring that kind of shit to your table. I don't know if it was the music or what. Set the dog off. Never be too careful. Sometimes there's break-ins, you know. Especially this time of year. I know our neighborhood's gotten some reports about it. Recharge. Breathe, let go. Clear your mind. Okay, maybe you need a little something to recharge you. Maybe you need a little vacation. Maybe you need a little, you know, video sesh, right? Or turn on the radio and, you know, kind of dance around and have, you know, some fun for a little bit, right? Maybe, you know, now that Halloween's over, you get to curl up with a good movie or something, right? Okay. Practice breathing. You might want to try some meditation. That'll help you let go. It'll help you let go of all the expectations, especially if some of the expectation is for you to be like some, okay, you know, because there's people that are like paid influencers or paid to come show up to a club and DJ or perform or whatever it is, right? But you know, for the rest of us, yeah, we have other things going on, right? So being part of somebody else's scenery, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you came, you saw, then what, right? Okay, you know, you can chalk it up to an experience. That doesn't mean you have to live there, right? And some people, they'll get mad at you if you're not part of their scenery, as if you have no other life. So that is maybe what is calling for you to recharge a little bit. That is not for you. You're just being honest. Yeah, I know. He has to come up and put his butt on me. Are you okay? Is everything okay now? Is it alright? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Alright. Can I finish this reading? I will be with you shortly. I'll be with you shortly. Okay? Okay? This is the newer guy here. So. Yeah. Yeah. He's not as used to the readings as the other dog is. She's just like laying down here like, whatever. I just wait for her to get done because then I know there's going to be a treato or a snacko. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's mine. You're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed to have that. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick. Give me some. Give me it. Give it. Give it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you little stupid. Mm-hmm. Give it. I got this part of it. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now, huh? What are you gonna do now, little punk? Huh? Huh? Yeah, he's getting caught up on you. Yeah, see? See? That's not for you. You're not supposed to have that. So my other dogs look at me like I would never do that. Mom. You know, like, I'm the good dog. He's the bad dog. Hey. Hey. Kind of begging strip out of me. This morning I woke up, I caught him, he was chewing on one of my new decks. Punctured through, you know, his canine teeth here, punctured a hole through 2 of my cards. One more card, guys. Sorry for the interruption. This is what they call ADD or ADHD now, right? You know, and it's like, what was I doing? Because I had to go settle that, right? Okay. I did get all the plastic wrap out though, so boundaries. It says disrespectful, enough is enough, defend yourself. Yeah. So if someone's disrespectful, you might have to make a new boundary, right? Hey, hey, knock that off. Hey, stop it. Back off. Back off. Stop that right now. Stop it. I have a candle right here. Hey, don't even be doing that right here. Huh? Huh? Knock it off. Knock it off. Listen. Hey. Stop it. Stop. You're being bad. I'll have to take you for a little stroll in about, I don't know how many minutes. Okay? Enough is enough, right? Sometimes we have to say when enough is, like, enough with the snarling I was hearing in the background. I didn't really appreciate that. And then also defending yourself. You have a right to defend yourself, believe it or not, against false accusations, against whatever. I highly encourage you to fill out your Freedom of Information Act information. I'm still waiting on them to get back to me. I wish I had that information already. I had already previously contacted a lawyer, asking for help. So anyway, that's why I like to joke. It's like, oh, I guess the lawyers around here have enough money, right? They don't want to take anybody's case for some administrative work. I mean, should be something like a little legal can handle. But apparently, I don't know any lawyers or people that know lawyers for lawyers around here. So. Yeah, I thought I would have that on my Facebook, but apparently not. Kind of funny, isn't it? We even got a federal courthouse downtown. You'd think people would be like, oh yeah, this will be easy. I'll help you. Anyway, yeah, burn bridges. So, sometimes when people don't want to help, I mean, that's a burn bridge. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You have to keep going, right? You can't go back. What are you gonna do? Swim back to the other side when you already worked so hard to get across? Because trust me, on that other side, they weren't helping you. So here it says lack of trust, disloyal, turn back on. Yeah, I mean, when they turn their back on you, it's like, okay. And sometimes that's when people don't believe you. They prove if they were loyal or not. It's not necessarily about that they have to do some action or something, but if they just can't even believe you to begin with, it's like, really? It's like, I thought we were supposed to be friends. I thought we were supposed to know each other for years, or you know what I mean? But sometimes you don't know people like you think you do, right? And, so that lack of trust is going to lead to a burned bridge. And if they want to walk across that bridge, they're going to have to build the bridge. You're already across safely on the other side. So people be like, oh, you're turning your back. No, I was running for safety. Okay, while y'all were setting the bridge on fire. Anyway. So yeah, this is kind of some weird energy. I feel like maybe it's because of this full moon coming up. So, especially if there is some lustful energy, some people that were more just about this than anything else. And, it may have shattered their perception of you. Some people can go out and have fun and, like, maintain a job and... You know what I mean? All these things. Some people are in a different category. And I feel like what I'm getting collected from this energy is that some people thought you were in that other category where, like, for some reason you weren't able to handle, like, having fun as an adult. You hear what he just said? You gotta be crazy. So, you know what I mean? It's like, again, somebody else's expectations and yours just not matching up. So, this is kind of what's getting shattered right now. It's just been broken into pieces. This may have also disappointed you. So, if you're feeling that energy, it may be an old energy coming back and revealing itself in ways of, well, okay, I guess I see where we stand now. So, you know, it is what it is, right? But you can't let that reflect on you. That's, you know, for the person that decided to burn that bridge, right? So this is why I think you're getting this recharge card, all right? And also to look for harmony, okay? And also you can be hopeful about your life, even with boundaries. You know, so like the dogs, I've been feeding them in separate rooms so they're not fighting over, you know, food and stuff like that. That's a healthy boundary so that they don't fight, right? And then when they're done, then I open up the door and then they're, you know, the one runs over and is like checking to see if there's any leftovers. But you know what I mean? It's providing hope in a situation where maybe people are almost trained to be disrespectful. Imagine that. You gotta be crazy. Yeah, some people are taught that heavily. That doesn't mean that you have to engage in it. So if you are choosing to not engage in it and walking away again, you can still be hopeful. Okay? It's like all this running around, they're getting their exercise. Hey, you stay off of that. He's been testing the limits of like what he can destroy around the house, you know, and what he's not supposed to get into. He already knows because he's not just doing it. But he's, you know, he's kind of poking the bear a little bit. Aren't you? No, those are not to chew on. Those are what you were chewing on this morning. The new green witch cards I got, which I just did a little reading using those the other day. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it on this one. This is ZZ Top covering Viva Las Vegas. It's hilarious. Yeah. What are you trying to do? Fart on me or something? Yeah. Oh my god, when these dogs are together in the same room. Jesus. I had to bring the fan in. I was like dying. I was dying. Yeah. I think he's still getting used to the food diet also. You know what I mean? And at the shelter, who knows what he was eating. You know what I mean? So, and I don't really know what he was eating before that because he's already like 3 years old. So, very high energy. Very. But they say German Shepherds, especially males, when they're younger, can be a little destructive. That's why you have to have like bones and chew toys and, you know, be able to lock them and things like that. What is that in the chat? I did not reply to, I guess, earlier. What are you doing? Are you trying to shake my hand? Is that it? Are you trying to shake my hand? Okay. All right, well, where's that minute? Let's do a minology pull real quick. Yeah, I just want more. What are you getting into now? What are you getting into now? I bet if I wasn't doing this right now, you wouldn't even be doing that. Hey, that's my bath mat. better than the sweater that I had. You know, I got one, you know, it was one of them online things. It wasn't like super expensive, but still, he decided to open the package before I did. And, you know, it's like, oh, well, I guess that's already going to have a hole in it. Hey, hey, hey. My other dog, she's like, I would never. Yeah, I know you wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, you're a precious, you're right, you're mama's precious angel, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. So what does that make you? Hmm? Oh, well, you can have that. That's on that tennis ball down there. Okay. Oh my god. You know what I mean? I didn't dog proof the house because I already had a dog here. He's a chewer. He's a chewer. A fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries. Okay. On a Saturday night, come what may. Oh, and also to answer, no, I never did end up getting a navel piercing. And I'll tell you, I was always really nervous of it like rubbing up on my jeans or something. Or I thought like, what if I was making out with a guy or something and like it got like all tangled up? You know what I mean? I was like, ugh. So I passed on the navel piercing. First chance I got at that. Your commitment is being tested. All right. So this is kind of how that moon was the other night. I mean, it was really crisp. Okay, so hopefully you're able to see it right now. So your commitment also might be tested in the face of this lustful energy, like maybe somebody who wants to come in and, you know, be like, oh, well, I know you're with so-and-so, or you know, you think you're going to be with so-and-so, but I'm here now. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Right? And you're going to be like, or, you know, maybe you're seeing somebody where you're like just still getting to know each other and you haven't like, you know, gone all the way yet, right? You don't have to do that on the first time you meet each other. Okay? But, you know, there could be some other lustful energies that come in that start to see, oh, well, maybe this person's a good thing, right? Well, I'm going to come in and do this and that. And it's like, no. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay. So for some of you, your goal may be in the nightlife. I mean, maybe you are some kind of performer or club DJ or something, and you're like, I would love it to be able to do a set here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So for some of you, especially like as the holidays are coming up, you might be asked to perform at a party or something of that nature. Okay. So, and this actually might be giving you as well something else to focus on. So whatever, you know, if you have an artistic project or something, this might be the right time to focus in on that. All right. And again, with this boundaries thing, this could even be, you know, with your own family. Sometimes there's just like that one person in the family that seems to be the scapegoat or that people pick on or make fun of for whatever reason. Maybe just because there's nobody else there to make fun of or pick on. Honestly, I don't necessarily know all the motivations behind it because some of it's just kind of gross behavior that I try not to engage in. You know what I mean? Anyway. Nothing is yet set in stone. Okay. And that's the thing, is that there could be people be like, oh, well, I'm related to so-and-so, and we grew up and blah, blah. So they could have said this, that, and the other, and talked up a whole image, right? Again, image that is now being shattered, okay? Because for some reason they didn't think you were gonna, grow up past 3 years old or something. I mean, like, what the fuck? If you think about the mentality of somebody else thinking that, I mean, we're talking about people that probably need to be profiled by the FBI or something. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of demented sickness that some of this is. It's a very gross energy. Unfortunately, exists. I watch 48 Hours. I watch Daylight NBC. You know what I mean? This stuff's been going on for a very long time. Unfortunately, right? So that's why with some people you might need to set boundaries, because some people, they be yapping their trap to whoever and they don't realize who they're yapping it to. And it's like, maybe you shouldn't have done that. So you might need some new boundaries, okay? That doesn't mean you're not friends. That doesn't mean you're not going to come over to Thanksgiving. That doesn't mean blah, 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 right? But, okay, it might look a little different. And you not tolerating any disrespect might look a little different to people also. I've literally had somebody in my face say to me before, they said, I don't like this version of you. And that is after I had asked them to leave my house, because I didn't think they were behaving appropriately to be in my company at my house. So I asked them to leave, and that's what they said. They said, I don't like this version of you. But it's like, I didn't come in asking to be disrespected. You know what I mean? But that person took it there. So I guess I just like people that they can walk all over and disrespect. You know what I mean? In that case, the boundary might be, bitch, you never coming in my house again. You know what I mean? Same with people that think you're stupid. Same with people that don't value your personal property. People that want to thieve from you. No, you can't come back in across this threshold acting like you own the joint. You don't own shit around here, for one. And number two, I will have you removed by the law. Yeah. You know what I mean? So people that thought that was set in stone are finding out, maybe on this full moon, that some things are not set in stone. Especially if they're just going to waver with the wind. If they're going to be that fair weather friend, if they're just in and out with the tide, like whatever, then leave them there, right? And take that bridge you burned and wash it away with you. You know what I mean? Go start over somewhere, but you ain't starting over on me. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, yeah, see, hold your vision. You have to be that pillar that's buried further than the sand, that's holding up the whole pier. How far down do you think that goes? You're going to hit some bedrock on that, okay? So when they say dig deep, that's what that means. Going within, digging deep to say, you know what? This isn't quite the vision I have for myself, but I'm going to work on it. And I'm not going to let these people that fly around here like cheap pieces of plywood come and tell me, the peer, right, how to run the show. Okay? Because out there at night, it's just you, the pier, and the moon, right? And then fishermen eyeing you like, get out of my way, I'm trying to fish over here. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, you know, they don't care. They'll hook you. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, I think that helps explain a little bit this reading. Sorry for the puppy interruptions, but that's just how it's been around here the last few days. Getting acclimated, so yeah. Sierra Carol. Yes, what's going on? She's on medicine right now. Anyway, yeah. Her and the other dog got into it a little bit, so I had to go get her some medicine to make sure she didn't get sick from the other dog. He's like, you're talking about me. So if you fell asleep during this reading, now you're awake.
Yeah, just sometimes before we start.
Hilarious. Anyway, until next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So you can go